Hey guys, welcome to Trucking Along with Kirsty. That's me, your positive voice in trucking. And yes, I am purposely bringing you out here in the middle of the night with my hair all over the place. Yeah, look, you see my natural hair, right? You see it blowing in the wind? Yeah, that's because like the wind out here is like 40 miles per hour. The gust is up to 60. I am at Lucille's that I've told you about before. It's an ASAP truck stop. It's already like 8 o'clock at night. And I wanted to show you how bright it is out here. There's still a lot of parking, right? And it's nice, easy backing. Look at all that room in between those two lanes there. It's great. Okay. Now, there is a truck stop there. Down this way, that right there is a Holiday Inn. Okay. I'm gonna bring us, oh, back there, there's a hospital back there. There's also an aviation museum. There's an aviation museum, a hospital, there's a couple other historic museums, and next door is the Steakhouse that I've told you guys about before. But I want you guys to see how well lit it is, and people keep asking me if it's safe out here. Yes, it's safe. Okay, can you see in the background? That's the Steakhouse over there. I've already been there twice in the past few days. It's really, really good. And you know, tonight I had a pregnant server, and I felt bad because she was really working hard, and it made me appreciate trucking. You know, like I drove 589 miles today, which, you know, that's a good day, especially in a governed truck. But I wanted you guys to see this place because even it's like, look, there's a pull through right next to me. Okay, even at 2 a.m. you will find parking here. I guarantee it. But you guys have asked about what's so hard about trucking and like the bad days and stuff. This wasn't a bad day because nothing like serious happened. You know, I didn't have any repair issues. I didn't have any breakdowns or anything like that. But it's exhausting. And this is what people don't get until they come out here. Like, I drove 588.7 miles. I picked up a load. I have a video where I met Curtis Brown and his trainer in Albuquerque. I left Albuquerque this morning, and the roads were all ice. Look at my hair. Oh my God. I'm gonna scare everybody. But too bad, you guys asked for it. When like I got my hours back in Albuquerque at midnight last night, and it was just ice all night, like sleet hitting on my truck. And I was like, well, I got time on this load, so I'm not gonna drive on the icy roads and everything. I'll wait till the morning. And I got up like about 5 or 6 and I headed out. So I wound up driving through Albuquerque at 6 o'clock in the morning, which normally through cities that would be a high traffic time. But I actually think that people didn't want to drive through the icy conditions because there really wasn't any traffic. I was shocked. There was less traffic than there is during the day, and at least where I come from, that's high traffic work traffic time, at least back in the East Coast. I don't really like going west. I don't like going to California, let's put it that way. I like New Mexico and Arizona, but I don't like California. It just sucks. I'm sorry. If you live there, I really apologize. I am so sorry that you live there. Please move. But after I got through all the sleet and the icy roads, and I start getting like into Texas, because I was going up US 54 to Cactus, Texas. It's like north of Amarillo. The wind started, and it was like maybe 70 or 100 miles to my customer when I really start feeling the wind. And when you're in a Freightliner, aka freight shaker, the wind will rock you even at like 10 or 15 miles per hour. But when it comes to the Petes and the Internationals, probably the Kenworths too, I don't know, I haven't driven one, but they're heavier. Because they're heavier, it takes more wind to really make you feel it. So by the time I feel it in the International, you know, the winds are already up there, 25, 30, 35 miles per hour. I learned to start listening to the whistle up above. It goes right across my windshield, the scoop on my windshield. And the higher the pitch, the faster the wind speed is. So luckily, I had a drop and hook, so when I got there, my load was done. You know, I took a 30-minute break there. You know, swapped my trailer and everything. Went and waited a cat scale down the street, grabbed something to eat real fast, and then ran. Now, this is one of those days where there's a storm coming in. I wanted to get as far as I possibly could. I really wanted to stop for a shower. I didn't. You know, if I would have, it would have delayed me getting here. And I was trying as fast as I could to get in front of the snow. I had to come through Amarillo, and Amarillo, the storm predictions were 3 inches of snow and 45 mile per hour winds, 50 plus on the gusts. This is one of those nights that I was very tempted to go and get a hotel room next door. Just because I didn't, like I said, I didn't stop for a shower, and you know, it makes you feel grimy. I think especially being a woman, and some people are like, oh, well, you always have time to shower every day. No, you don't. Not always. Most of the time, yeah. Most of the time I would stop for like a 2-hour break in the middle of my day, go shower, and do what I was going to do, because this place that I stop at, it doesn't have a shower. The store's open 24 hours. They do have hot meals, like a deli type of service inside. Like I said, the diner and the steakhouse is next door. They're open from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. But there's no showers. So this is one of those nights that if I really, really wanted to shower badly, I'd be going to stay in that Holiday Inn. But honestly, I'm just so exhausted I want to sleep. I went and got a steak. I did eat. I went and got a steak. And I don't know if you can tell, but the camera is shaking, not because of me, but because the entire truck is shaking. The winds are that bad. And it is supposed to snow here. So, you know, I think I parked at 7. I did. I parked at 1900. I parked at 1900 Central Time. So, So I'll get my hours back at 0500, just 5 a.m. For you people that don't know military time, you better start to get to know it, because that's how we speak out here. But most likely, I doubt I'll be leaving out that early. You know, I'd rather get to see what the roads look like, hear some. I'll let other truckers be the guinea pigs, and then I'll listen on the radio to see how the roads are and whether they're treated and taken care of and everything. You know, but this is one of those long, exhausting days. It's not the miles that's tough. It's the fighting the elements. It's the fighting the snow and the sleet and the ice and, you know, the wind. And, you know, even when there's nothing on the ground, the wind is just constantly pushing you. Now, the wind wasn't so bad when I was empty. Thank God, because I probably would have just shut down and not picked up the load. But this is a 1,400 mile load. You know? I'm well over 55 cents a mile usually with my bonuses, or at least average 55 cents a mile with my bonuses. So that's some decent money. And it's not a hard run. It's pretty much straight across 40. So, you know, it's not something you want to pass up. And I wound up stopping with 8 minutes on my drive clock for the day. So see how we talk about our 11-hour clock? Yeah, that's what was left on it, 8 minutes. So and that was not, I'm gonna do a tutorial about the hours of service and the clocks and stuff, because I realize that people really don't understand them and they seem intimidated. And I have, at least I think, an easy way of explaining the 70-hour clock. The women will appreciate it, because I pretty much compare the 70-hour clock to a credit card. You spend on it and then you pay back, and you spend on it and then you pay back. So that's pretty much how the recaps work. So that's a reasonable understanding. Like I said, it's been a long day. This is a tiring day. This is, you know, the unvarnished truth of what an exhausting day in trucking can be like. And, you know, when you're new, you want to push, and you want to prove that you can do it. And, or you don't even know, you don't look at the weather apps. Red Monkey Trucking just had a live feed the other night talking about this storm and talking about the weather. And this storm is like crazy, because it's rain in some parts and then it's snow in others. Like my boyfriend's driving through it up in Iowa right now. And, you know, it's weird, like tornadoes can be building, and it was like scary. But it was that kind of scary where you're watching like tumbleweeds as tall as the truck come flying in front of you. And, you know, I drove through this type of thing on this road through Amarillo a couple years ago, and billboards were flying apart. Not cool. You know, it's not always you that you have to worry about. You know, you're in control. I personally think wind is more scary than ice and snow and rain, because in those type of elements, you slow down. And I like to drive them at night because nobody else is on the road, so there's nobody to interfere with me. I'm in control. But when it comes to wind, you have no control. It will literally just push you into a next lane. It will roll you over. It comes out of nowhere. You know, you have to really pay attention to the surroundings and look for your little clues. Look for the flags. Look for, you know, the grass and the trees, and some places that are very windy have wind socks, and you know how erect the wind socks are will explain to you how much, you know, the miles per hour and how fast it's going and how strong those winds are. At night it's hard to see. You don't have those clues. So, you know, I learned to listen on this truck. I listen for that whistle. And you're gonna have to learn your truck. And you're gonna have to make smart decisions. You're gonna have to make sure you always protect yourself, always protect the public, you know. I think I said, well, I know I said this in another video where I have more concern, I think, for other people and other people's safety than I do my own. I do that a lot. I know I know I do that. And I think that there are a lot of people out here that don't take into consideration the safety of other people. Yeah, sure, they worry about themselves. That's human nature. But we are responsible for the lives of other people out here. You know, we are responsible even for our company's image, you know, which I know people will say, well, you shouldn't worry about that. Well, to a certain extent, we do. I did a video about protecting your license, and it's going to go up in a couple days, and something I didn't mention in that video is that, you know, when we have problems on our CDL and we have tickets, whether they're seatbelt tickets or you know, DUIs or speeding tickets, reckless driving, even using cell phones, you know, when you have those kinds of past indiscretions, if you wind up in an accident and somebody's injured or killed, your past mistakes are going to get thrown in the face of your company. That's going to be dragged all through court. And it's going to be, how did you hire this person who's a 2-time felon with a DUI on his record and a reckless driving ticket? It's not going to matter if it's 20 years old. You know, it's we live in a very litigious society. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of these companies are so picky, and, you know, it can be discouraging for somebody who's made mistakes in the past. But you have to understand that it's about protecting the company, about protecting the public, and it's about somebody being able to make good judgments like today. If I wouldn't have been fully loaded like I am, I would have stopped a long time ago. I probably just would have picked up the load, so I was on time picking up the load, and stopped at the truck stop 5 miles away. But even fully loaded, I was being bounced around. I came out of Springfield the other day, and my trailer only had 15,000 pounds in the box. And I got to the same exact location. I'm about 50 or 60 miles west of Oklahoma City. So it was only about 380 miles or so from Springfield. And I shut down because I was getting blown around too much. You know, when you shut down like that, you're always going to have those negative people that are going to sit here and, you know, say things like, oh, well, you know, well, I would have just blown through that. Oh, it just shows you're a rookie, you know. There's a long-nosed Pete trying to get past me. I don't know what he's doing. He just almost hit me. Now he looks like he's trying to do a blindside back into the fuel island, which makes no sense because This is a big, wide open space. And he's a flatbedder. Those flatbedders are dangerous. No, I'm kidding, guys. But anyway, it's about making good decisions and good choices, and you know, you have to do what's good for you. And if somebody else says something to you, somebody's gonna say to me on this video, oh, well, you should have been safe and you should have shut down earlier. And then somebody else is gonna say, oh, well, you know, 15,000 pounds in the box, the wind wasn't that bad, I drove through there and I was empty, and blah, blah, blah. Whatever, I don't care. That's how you respond to people like that. If they come at you with stuff like that, because we're a G-rated station. But if, you know, you just come back at them. Just come back at them. And, anyway, if you're driving through this storm today, or this weekend at least, you know, because it's supposed to be crazy weather. Like, my mom said it was going to snow back in Jersey, and then it's supposed to go up to, like, in the 70s. Weird stuff is going on this week. So, if you're out there, then comment below. Let us know where you're at, what the weather's like. Let us know that you're safe, because believe it or not, we all care. I care. I want to know where you guys are, and, you know, I always want to know what you're thinking and how you're progressing in your CDL goals and that kind of thing. And I appreciate all you guys liking and commenting and sharing and everything. I got some stats from YouTube and I was amazed. I was like, oh my god, we've been shared like 250 times, and you know, like, had, I think it was like over 1,000 comments and some weird crazy numbers. Like, you know, I got 28,000 views and like 3,500 watch hours and everything. So all that's so awesome, and I appreciate it, and I really appreciate meeting everybody that I've met out here. Seems like now I'm meeting people every day. I just went into that diner, the Steakhouse, and look at me, I look terrible. And somebody said to me, do you have a YouTube channel? I think I've seen you. And I was like, oh. Yeah. But hey, you guys asked for the truth. You got it. This is what it looks like when you're exhausted and you're not doing, you know, you're just not feeling the whole I'm gonna make myself up, you know, stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching. Be safe out there. Go slow, shut down, message dispatch in writing, do not call them. And I am going to try to go back to my Monday and Thursday video schedule, and then if I have time, I'll put up on Saturdays as well. I'm going to try to do the live feeds. I still haven't worked out the Wi-Fi thing with that. The reason I was able to do it when I was in Springfield was because of the hotel. It had really good Wi-Fi. I didn't try it with my new laptop out on the road, so I'll play around with that and see if I can get it working. It seems like some people really, really like lives, and other people hate them, and they only want the videos. So to try to appease everybody, I'm gonna try to mix them in every once in a while. People also ask me about the vlog thing. I don't know. I don't know about that. If you saw the one, when you see the one video where I met Curtis, my own phone has a sucky camera, and you know, this camera is much better and it's a lot bulkier, and it's just going to be harder to bring out when I want to film things like that. So I'll try to mix them in from time to time like I did with the Curtis video, and then that way it seems like I have a good camera, maybe crappy camera that, you know, will just be scenes and clips. Plus, I'm not that good of a photographer. Trust me, it's gonna work a lot better when I just have something up on the tripod, because I'm a klutz and I don't want to break this camera. My brother bought me a Wi-Fi speaker one time, and he called me up. He's like, I found the perfect speaker for you. I was like, really? He says, yeah, the YouTube video had this guy throw it out the window from the second story and then ran it over with a pickup truck, and it still worked. So I know even you can't break it. So anyway, I want to say thanks again. Have a great night. Be safe, and I hope to see you out here trucking along. Bye.